So, in today's video, we're going to be talking about school. School is about to come up, you know what I'm saying? But specifically, college. And the topic I want to focus on is if you should go to school as an art major. Now, this is my second channel. I was originally going to just focus on fashion. My main channel is mainly about music and reactions, but I'm like, this is my second channel. I could do whatever I want. I could talk about school. I could talk about acting because I'm an actor now. You know what I'm saying? I could talk about whatever I want. So for a long time, everybody has this debate. Should you go to school, first of all? And then there's also, this debate in the art space. Like, is it worth going to school as an art major? I recently graduated as an art major. I went to school for digital art, photography, and filmmaking. And so in this video, I just want to give you the pros and cons for going to school as an art major. Even though I went to school for a specific thing, I was around a lot of other art majors like drawing, painting, because they at the school I went to, they made us take all those different classes, and we kind of had to focus on different things as well. So yeah, based off of my pros and cons, hopefully I can help you decide if it's worth going to college for art. So my name is Shawnee. On my main channel and all my social media platforms, including my music, I go by Shawnee the Tsunami. But on this channel, we're just gonna keep it Tsunami because look, it's not just the trip, it's the whole tsunami. All right, first off, I want to say I think going to school is totally worth it. It kind of, to me, it doesn't matter what you go for. I know a lot of majors are definitely harder than what I had to do in school, you know what I'm saying? But looking at it and looking at all my friends that went to school for different majors, to me, it's worth it, and I'm gonna tell you why. So let's get into the pros and cons of being an art major. I'm gonna start off with the cons, and the first one is literally for everybody that goes to school. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to go for school. If you have to take care of yourself financially, I wouldn't recommend it. You know what I'm saying? Like it is it's a big burden on yourself. I fortunately had a parent that helped me financially. So, when I have that type of support, and I suggest that for anybody, if your parent or your parents or anybody is willing to help you go to school and they believe that you should go to school, and if you want to go to school, I think you should just go, just do it. If you're getting help with the money situation. But again, it's up to you if you want to go or not. Like if you don't feel like college is for you, of course don't go. But I think it's really worth it if somebody's helping you financially. Yes, I'm in a lot of debt. Even though like during the time I was in college, I was getting help, and that relieved me a lot. I'm in debt now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be for years to come. So you got to think about that. But I think that's a con that everybody knows. So that's not a big surprise. All right. So the second thing on my list, you can still make a lot of money without going to school. Even with the job that I'm in right now, I work with LifeTouch. I'm doing school photography, so school photos, like the yearbook photos and all that. People don't need a degree to have that job, and I'm making a pretty good amount, even though it's seasonal. I decided to pick a seasonal job because I'm an actor and I want to focus on that after I save up some money. But whatever, there are a lot of jobs that you can still get into, make a lot of money. And the thing is, I'm gonna say this, is like, even after I graduated, it's and I think that's for everybody experienced that, it's still super hard to get into a job that you would like. To even get to your dream job, it's still gonna take work, because the thing is, even though you have that degree, which will help you in the future, right now you still need experience. That's the main thing they're looking for. Even if you got a degree, how long have you been doing photography? How long have you been doing drawing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the main thing they're looking for. But a degree definitely helps. And lastly, what I got on my cons list, yes, I got more pros than cons. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get into that. Being more specific, I feel like I don't mean to pick out and destroy people's dreams that want to do these majors and go into these fields. But majors in things like painting, drawing, they're kind of hard to establish yourself. Those are probably the hardest things, because those are things where, you know, I mean, same as all the other art majors, but a little less than drawing. You have to put more money in than you will be receiving. And yeah, it's a lot of like trying to get grants to do certain things, and it's like trying to get into exhibitions. And then, I mean, maybe you can, like, you know, sell your own drawings and make your own business and be an entrepreneur. But it's like I said, drawing and painting and ceramics, stuff like that, don't want to crush people's dreams, but I feel like that's the hardest thing. Like some of my teachers already said, if you're really passionate about something, you will find a way to make money. It just takes time, and that's what, you know, careers are all about. It's about patience. All right, so now I'm gonna move on to the pros. I have a lot of them, and this is kind of why I think going to college for art is worth it, in my opinion. So I already kind of touched on this. My major was technically called studio art. So it was like a general thing called studio art, but I had an emphasis in digital art, photography, and filmmaking. So in that major, in the studio art major, there was different emphasis. So you could do emphasis in painting, emphasis in drawing, emphasis in ceramics, a lot of different stuff. But the reason why all of us had the major in the title studio art is because they had us kind of do like everything. We had to do like graphic art classes, filmmaking classes. We had to do everything. I still had to do ceramic classes, you know what I'm saying? I still had to do painting classes and draw. Like they still forced us to do drawing and stuff like that. So honestly, that was cool. I appreciated that. I do wish, I ain't gonna lie, that I went somewhere that just focused on what I really want, because I feel like I could have got better, because I graduated and now I'm just focusing on the thing that I really care about. But those skills, I appreciate it, because those skills helped me. Like, you know, if I want to do fashion things, I can draw now. I know how to paint now a little bit. It's not anything it's not anything crazy, you know what I'm saying? But regardless of what your school does, like even if you still have a major where you're mainly focusing on you know, whatever it is, like photography or filmmaking or whatever the case may be, you still have the opportunity to enroll in different classes and explore different things. And that's what I suggest. You could do different things. I took theater during college, and that's what got me to be an actor today, you know what I'm saying? Not just that class, obviously, but yeah, that, you know, exploring different things got me interested in a whole bunch of different stuff. So on the flip side of the degree, right, I did say, like, fresh out of college, it's hard to get a job, and, you know, they just look for experience. But looking like even just 5 years from now, that degree, like, say if there's another person that's applying to a job that you want, right, they have no degree. And you're looking at, you know, you say I want to go into a photography job, right? Say we have the same amount of experience, but, you know, the one thing that's going to set me apart from that person that doesn't have a degree, they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, he studied for it. You know what I'm saying? He studied for photography. So, I mean, they have the same amount of experience, but he has that one up. So you get that one up on people. And I feel like that's going to be more in effect as you get older. Prior to college, I loved fashion. I was just like, I do videos. I was still doing YouTube videos and photography. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna just go to school for digital art and photography. But when I was in school, I combined fashion and photography and filmmaking together. And I would have never expected that. And I think going to school helped me realize that that was my style. You know what I'm saying? Even just like talking to freshmen, they're so confused. Like they don't know what their style is. They're like, I hear this all the time. They're like, man, I just want to do whatever. You know, I'm just freestyling at this point. And then by the time they get to senior year, they be like, oh, I like this certain style. You know what I'm saying? I like to draw people with big eyes. I don't know. But yeah, you definitely find your style more, and you find yourself as you go into college. And this is the biggest thing that I want to say, because I see this all the time on the internet and just from people in general. They be like, oh, you can do this stuff all by yourself. Like, learning all this art stuff, you can learn all this stuff on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all good. Like, you're going to school for no reason. And this is my opinion on that, right? First of all, there are certain things that you're not even gonna think to look up by yourself. Like there's like certain small things that you don't think is important, but it's really gonna set you apart from everybody else in the industry. And it could be the smallest thing, but if you learn it in school, that's gonna bring you up, a couple notches. And also, when you're not going to school, you're not motivated to learn these things. Even though, there are some people that, they're motivated and they look and learn up stuff by themselves and do it by, actually experiencing this stuff. But like I said, majority of people, they're lazy. Like they're not gonna look up, they're not gonna want to learn on the internet, or they're not gonna want to go to a class. So when you're actually enrolled in a school, now you have to learn. And so you're actually gonna learn stuff that's effective and not be lazy. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the thing that people got to understand, is that yes, you can learn some stuff by yourself, but you're not gonna want to, and you're not gonna be able to find the stuff that these teachers, or these tips that these teachers give you, that they experience themselves, that and there's specific tips. You know what I'm saying? Next, one of the biggest things is networking, finding people that are interested in stuff that you like. And not even that, talking to people that will get you into stuff that you would never expect it to get into. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always knew I could sing. I had a little bit of vocal training when I was younger. And then I always, just sung in the house. But I never thought to make music. When I went to college, my mindset was like, okay, let's just get in there for photography and digital art and, making films. Never had that mindset of trying to make music, even though I could sing. And so my friend, he had this little studio set up in his house. And he said, well, I know you can sing a little bit. Let's see what you could do. Went into his studio, and we made a song together, and it was crazy. It sounded so good. And from that point on, now I'm making music by myself. He put me on to like Logic Pro and, mixing the vocals. And I wouldn't have been into music if it wasn't for that friend. So it's stuff like that. It's certain things like that. I know, like, again, everybody is gonna say the same thing. Okay, you can make friends. You can make friends by yourself. You can go to the bar. You can go to the rec center. I can go outside and make friends. But like I said, it's the same thing. What I said earlier. Some people just don't have that drive to do so. You know what I'm saying? I thought I would have never made friends, but networking really helped me get into the things that I'm into right now. And still continuing on that type of path, you're motivated to make more art. Again, it's I've been saying it for the past 3 points, I know, but I think that it's like one of the biggest points. Before I was doing college, I wasn't making a lot of photography. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if I didn't go to school, I would not be making art, because sometimes I just want to lay in my bed. But when you go to school, you're forced to make art. I made a film in school for my senior project. I made a film that I didn't expect to do good, but it went into 4 film festivals. I had fashion photography go into a crazy exhibition in Rome. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. If I wasn't forced to, it sounds weird, like forced to make the art, but if I didn't have the motivation, or was not put in these classes to make the art, I wouldn't be making nearly as much art as I've been making right now. I don't think I even was thinking about making a film prior to college. Like, that wasn't even my goals. Now I have goals to be a filmmaker. Now I'm doing acting. Now I'm doing singing. Like, all right, I talked enough about that, but yeah, it's all about motivation, and it motivates you. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if you at the time you're like, I don't want to do this. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do assignments, homework. It's gonna be worth it at the end of the day. All right, so that was my pros and cons about going to school for art as an art major. Now it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think it's worth it, regardless if you go for drawing, painting, photography, acting, it's all worth it. At the end of the day, you're getting experience and you're learning things that you would never learn by yourself. And most importantly, you're networking, you're finding people to connect with. And also, if you're networking, you can maybe find jobs. You can find people that can help you elevate yourself. Like I said, that was my personal experience, though. Other people have different experiences and they'll probably tell you and say they don't like it. So that being said, that will be the end of the video. Give me a like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.